Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations will double as a reopening ceremony for UK. As she has been for well over half a century, the Queen is Britain's guiding light. In moments of tragedy and adversity, Queen Elizabeth is there with the right words and deeds to calm an unsettled nation. As she has been for well over half a century, the Queen is Britain's guiding light. In moments of tragedy and adversity, Queen Elizabeth is there with the right words and deeds to calm an unsettled nation. Steadfast in the face of news that her grandson Prince Harry is publishing his tell-all memoir to coincide with her Platinum Jubilee year, the Queen is already starting preparations for a massive celebration that will double as an unofficial reopening ceremony for the nation after a torrid 2 years caused by the pandemic. And it is fitting for the celebration of a lifetime of duty that the man who has served the Queen and been involved in past jubilees will play a pivotal role again next year. Bruno Peake, who is pageant master of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Beacons, is determined to make sure it goes off with a bang. This is the only Platinum Jubilee we will be celebrating for 100 years, and the Queen is the longest-serving monarch and head of the Commonwealth, so on the 2nd of June 2022, we will celebrate another unique milestone in our history, her 70th year as our monarch, says Bruno. It is a feat no previous monarch has achieved, so we have to make sure this is the biggest, most dramatic celebration the world has ever seen. There is a long and unbroken tradition in Britain of celebrating royal jubilees, weddings and coronations with the lighting of beacons, on top of mountains, church towers, castle battlements, on town and village greens, along beaches and on cliff tops. In 1897, beacons were lit to celebrate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. In 1977, 2002 and 2012, beacons marked the Queen's Silver, Golden and Diamond Jubilees, and in 2016, Her Majesty's 90th birthday. Organisers of the Platinum Jubilee event, with a budget of £15 million funded through a mix of corporate partners, business and individuals, and involving participants from across the UK and the Commonwealth, is expected to be one of the biggest celebratory events for decades. More than 1,500 beacons will be lit throughout the United Kingdom, Channel Islands, Isle of Man and UK overseas territories, and one in each of the capital cities of Commonwealth countries in recognition of the Queen's long and selfless service. The beauty of beacons is that they bring communities together, and we have an array of celebrations planned, says Bruno, 69. And he should know. Bruno has risen from Norfolk welder to Lieutenant of the Royal Victorian Order, an honour established by Queen Victoria that recognises distinguished personal service to the royal family and was a gift from the Queen after Bruno's involvement with her Diamond Jubilee celebrations. He is not in service to the Queen, but Bruno has organised numerous royal events over the years, and is unfailingly discreet. I have had some amazing moments with Her Majesty and spoken to her, but I cannot repeat those words or say that I know her. Bruno trained as a welder and was living in Great Yarmouth when, as lead singer in a local glam rock band, he was asked to organise the Seaside Towns Carnival. It was such a success that Bruno was commissioned by the English Tourist Board to celebrate the country's maritime heritage. I thought the best way of marking it was to light a maritime chain of beacons around the coastline, which had never been done before, says Bruno. He gave up his job, borrowed some money and started calling local maritime mates in Great Yarmouth, where the first beacon would be lit. Through contacts right the way around the English coast, Bruno soon had the whole chain sewn up. That was in 1981 and Operation Sea Fire and its chain of 90 beacon fires triggered Bruno's new career. In 1988, he organized the Great Armada pageant to mark the 400th anniversary of the planned invasion by the Spanish Armada and was interviewed on The Wogan Show. For the millennium, having coordinated the lighting of over 1,300 beacons, Bruno handed the ceremonial torch to the Queen to light the national beacon on the River Thames in a live broadcast watched by billions around the world. He was awarded the OBE for his work. The Platinum Jubilee weekend is an opportunity for the country to emerge re-energized and renewed, expressing optimism and confidence, said Nicholas Coleridge, co-chairman of the Platinum Jubilee event, at its official launch last month. It will be something of a reopening ceremony for the United Kingdom, following a period of uncertainty and hardship, a catalyzing moment of unity and fun. The build-up will start on February 6, when the Queen will have reigned for a record 70 years. The Queen and members of the royal family will travel around the country attending a range of events over the following months, culminating in a long celebratory weekend that will begin on Thursday, June 2 with Trooping the Colour, staged in full for the first time since the pandemic. A service of thanksgiving for the Queen will be held at St. Paul's Cathedral on the Saturday. It is hard to imagine it now, but on the Sunday, a festival akin to Rio Carnival will land in the heart of London. The pageant will comprise 3 acts, the first featuring a traditional march of troops and veterans along the Mall. Monumental heraldic figures, street theatre vignettes and an interpretation of the coronation in carnival style will then take over, plus the Queen's racehorses, ponies and misbehaving corgis will all have cameo roles. Every decade from the 1950s to the present digital age will be reflected. There will also be circus acts including a trapeze artist suspended underneath a huge balloon printed with an image of the Queen. Details of the pageant's third act are a secret. Show director Adrian Evans said, "So many people feel such a sense of warmth and admiration for the Queen that doing something for her feels like it's a gift." But this is also a regional event, bringing together all corners of the UK in celebration. We want everyone to get involved from major cities to tiny hamlets, says Bruno, and the easiest way to do it is through beacons. Communities of all sizes can build a beacon and take part. There are 3 types of beacons being lit for this historic occasion: a freestanding beacon fueled by bottle gas, a beacon brazier, which could be built locally or adopted as a project by a school or college, and a bonfire beacon. Communities with existing beacons are encouraged to light these on the night, says Bruno. Anyone wishing to take part can register their participation. At lunchtime on the Thursday, town criers across the country and the Commonwealth will announce the lighting of the beacons later that evening. As the sun sets around the globe, individual pipers and pipe bands worldwide will play Diu Regner, a tune composed especially for the event by pipe major Stuart Liddell of the world champion pipe band in Inverary. Organizations the length and breadth of the country are getting behind the event. The Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors is honoured to lead the lighting of the UK's anchor chain of beacons for our patrons' historic Platinum Jubilee, said RICS Chief Executive Sean Tompkins. The NFU is delighted to be supporting the Queen's Platinum Jubilee beacons and will be encouraging our members throughout England and Wales to light beacons as part of the celebration, said Manette Batters, NFU President. From the uplands to the lowlands, our farmers will be lighting beacons on the most iconic parts of the countryside in tribute. Walking with the Wounded, one of the country's leading forces charities, will light beacons on top of the 4 highest peaks in the UK, Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike, Mount Snowdon and Slieve Donard. Captain Ian McNaught, Deputy Master of Trinity House, the official authority for lighthouses, said, "By lighting beacons at lighthouses around our shores we will help make this a celebration to remember and also honour our long-standing involvement with Her Majesty and the royal family." There will be plenty of places for the public to enjoy the beacons, from the Tower of London to Hadrian's Wall. And as he appeals to the nation to get behind the celebrations, Bruno adds with a tinge of sadness, "We've got to be realistic, this will be the last chain of beacons lit for this Queen, it is her last Jubilee, so we've got to make it the biggest and best the world has ever seen," and he says, brightening, "Besides I think the country's ready for big party, don't you?"